Hi there, I'm Laura McHarrie at The Hidden Edge with another tea break tip on how to use business models and tools to help you manage your growing business. Today we're going to look at Peters, Waterman and Austin's quality excellence model. Really useful if you are looking to build a customer-centric business. In their search of excellence, Peters and Waterman found 8 key themes. The essence of those themes were simply about people, customers, and action. And Peters said that in the search of excellence, these 8 key themes turned soft factors into hard ones. When previously it had only been hard financial factors that were considered as being something that people should measure. In 1985, Peters and Austin summarised their thinking as a concern for customers, a willingness to innovate, a well-motivated staff, and a management and leadership consumed with passion for excellence. So let's have a look at the model and how we use it in our businesses. So there we go. The 8 key elements are as follows. Being action orientated. This is having a bias for action. Active decision making, getting on with it. Customer intimacy. Being close to the customer, learning from people served by the business. Entrepreneurship, that's autonomy as well as entrepreneurship, fostering innovation and nurturing champions of innovation. Productivity through people, that's the empowered people bit, treating rank and file employees as sources of quality. Top-down commitment. This is hands-on, value-driven, a management philosophy that guides everyday practice, and management showing, literally showing its commitment. Being a number one expert. In Peters et al. Terms, stick to the knitting, stay with the business that you know. Be simple and lean, keeping a simple form and lean staff. Some of the best companies have minimum head office staff. And the last one, the loose, tight properties. This one is a strange one to look at from a title perspective, and we'll look at it a bit more on the next slide. But it's simultaneous loose, tight properties, autonomy on the shop floor, and centralised values. So having identified the 8 key elements, what do we need to do with them? Well, this is my suggestion, and we'll look at them in a bit more detail now. But on a scale of 1 to 5, we want to consider how effective your company is. So being action orientated. In excellent companies, there is a willingness to experiment, to try and to tolerate failure, to go for hits, not just those home runs. So what do we try? What do you try? Or do you allow lethargy and inertia to make you unresponsive? Do you support others who try, or do you knock their efforts? Customer intimacy. On a scale of 1 to 5, do you listen intently and regularly to your customers? And do you learn from those that you serve? Do you really listen? Do you have advisory committees who apprise you of people's needs and programme directions? Do you include the right people? Do you hold them often enough? Do you actively seek their ideas? On a scale of 1 to 5, What's your level of entrepreneurship? Innovation can be lost. Innovation makes us, as small businesses, successful in the first place. Excellent companies have the ability to think big whilst acting still quite small. Are your staff encouraged to innovate? Do you have the big picture in mind, but act locally? Are you built on grassroots response? Can you balance the centralisation of certain goals with the decentralisation of certain actions? Empowered people on a scale of 1 to 5. At excellent companies, more resources are not always better. Better rests in the respect for people in support of their desire to do well. Is that true for you? Do you seek to regularly improve your competencies and your productivity within your company? Do you foster increased performance amongst your colleagues? Do you want to do better and more with perhaps less? Do you give them the autonomy to do that? Top-down commitment, the hands-on values-driven. Excellent companies know what they stand for and foster that philosophy. Do you know what your mission is? Do you make decisions based on what you value as an organisation? Are your leaders creating and maintaining exciting environments through continual articulation of what's important to you? Do your values show in everything that you do and the reports that you have of impact that you have in the marketplace? On a scale of 1 to 5, be a number 1 expert, or as I said, as Peters et al. Called it, stick to the knitting. This attribute describes companies that stay close to what they know and do well. So what's your base? What do you do well? Are you diversifying when perhaps you need not? In what do you excel? Simple and lean. This is a simple form and lean staff. The best companies organise and reorganise, arrange and rearrange. They stay flexible and fluid. So do you view change as negative, threatening, or do you, like the excellent companies, view change in staff and structure as positive and helpful, something to be desired to become and to stay excellent at? Loose, tight properties. Simultaneously loose and tight properties. Excellent companies hold tight to their core values, but leave the implementation and operation up to teams, units, departments, and individuals. What about your company on a scale of 1 to 5? Do you integrate program directions? Do you hold tight to your core values? Do you give people the opportunity to have a go, do something different? So once you've thought about, on a scale of 1 to 5, how effective your company is, you then need to think about the second aspect. And that's, on a scale of 1 to 5, how important that aspect is to you and your business model. How do you make money? How important are each of those 8 characteristics to you and your business? So, have a go. Let's just bring you back. Yeah, so have a go. This is a simple explanation of how to use Peters et al. Quality excellence model, and you can down the template from the Hidden Age website if you'd like to have a go, and do share your stories there too. I'm building a portfolio of small business case studies and would love to include some examples of what's worked well, particularly for you. So that's it for the tea break tip this time, and until next time, cheerio.